We'll get started now. So welcome to the Jubilee information session. My name is Saranya. As I've just mentioned, I'm the client manager for the Jubilee Owners Corporation. I've also got Natalie here. So we'll just start with the presentation now. So Nat, could you please share the slides onto the first page? Okay. Fantastic. Well, we're going to be touching on how an owners corporation works, what is an owners corporation, owners obligations, the OC fees and common property. So we'll just be introducing on how the Jubilee structure is. It's got 5 owners corporations, so we'll be touching on each of the owners corporations briefly, what the obligations are for lot owners, and the owners corporation committee for each OC. We'll also be having a Q&A session in the end for everyone to, shoot some questions. If you have any, please also use the chat box function in the Zoom, and either myself or Nat will be able to answer your questions. But if there are any particularly tricky questions, I will answer them at best when I can at the end of the presentation. So what is an owners corporation? So basically, an OC is formed upon the registration of a plan of subdivision. When a plan of subdivision is created, it would contain a common property that would need to be maintained. So it is a legal entity that combines all the lot owners in the plan of sub. Every owner who purchases within the plan of subdivision automatically becomes a member and becomes legally obligated to pay the owners corporation fees. The owners corporation can create rules which are binding on all members, including lot owners, the tenants, if your property is tenanted, if it's an investment property, and also the guests. The government legislation that's been passed by the Victorian Parliament provides a legal framework on how owners corporation operates. This is referred to as the Owners Corporation Act, which basically is a set of set of rules, law that owners corporation has to abide by in all of its legal obligations and commitments. So the owners corporation has a legal obligation to administer and maintain the common property that has been registered within the plan of subdivision. Now, in terms of lot owners' obligations, every lot owner has a financial and legal obligations towards the owners corporation, which is primarily, but not limited to, approve an annual budget at each annual general meeting to meet the owners corporation's operational expenses. They also need to share their contribution for the budget and also comply with the owners corporation's legislations and rules. In terms of your owners corporation fee contribution, as you know, the Jubilee estate is a residential community. There are mostly standalone homes, and it has the primary function of this owners corporation, the exclusive use is of the Club Jubilee 1, where you get access to the swimming pool, a gymnasium, and an outdoor area. So the compliance presentation team do conduct regular compliance management, and that is part of what your fees go towards. There is also the administration and the management of the owners corporation, which is the management, which is ourselves. Your fees goes towards that, and also security patrols. So there are security patrol engaged by the owners corporations, and your fees goes towards that as well. All residents within the Jubilee Owners Corporation get exclusive access to Club Jubilee 1, and this club is operated and managed by Bluefit, and it is actually owned by the developer Lotus Living. Now, Club Jubilee is being taken care of by Bluefit, as mentioned earlier, and they basically oversee the day-to-day operations of the club and also how the facilities run in general on a day-to-day basis. So based on there is a facilities management agreement in place between each owners corporation and the developer. And so therefore, the owners corporation has to pay $990 per lot, including GST, towards getting exclusive access to Club Jubilee One. So this fee is included within the Owners Corporation budget each year for each Owners Corporation. There are also community events that are held, and your fee contribution goes towards the events as well. We usually have Christmas, Easter, Halloween, Diwali, Mother's Day, and Father's Day competitions held throughout the year. Some of these events are in person, whereas some of them are online competitions or just events online. Okay, moving on to Quantum, just a brief introduction about our team. So we have an entire team which provides a service towards the business administration, towards managing your owners corporation. So myself, I'm the client manager, Saranya. We've got Sherlyn Peter. She's our team leader. The compliance team lead is Patricia Barnes. The operations manager is Natalie Bianchini, who's here with us. The general manager is Tharanga, and the managing director of Quantum United is Michael Darby. Our role is primarily to maintain the OC register, make sure the OC records are up to date, and seek as much information from the owners, to let us know if there are any change of details. So ensure that the OC register is maintained properly. Also manage all of your contractor invoices for any services that's being rendered on site, issue levy notices for each quarter, and managing the Owners Corporation's bank accounts, and ensuring all financials of each OC is audited properly by a qualified accountant. Each Owners Corporation, as mentioned before, does have a common property registered within the plan of subdivision, and an insurance cover is required to be sought, and we need to ensure that this insurance is adequate, and any insurance valuations or anything that needs to be conducted will be done, and make sure that the insurance is renewed promptly. We also issue Owners Corporation certificates for owners who decide to sell their properties. We also carry out a very thorough debt recovery process for lot owners who are in arrears, and provide opportunities for owners to enter into payment plans if they wish to pay off their levies in our periodical installments. Asset management is another thing we are expected to manage, which is management of the common property areas that's listed in the plan of subdivision, governance and legislative compliance. So that is conducting AGMs, which is annual general meetings, committee meetings with the elected committee members, issuing compliance letters in line with the compliance registered rules for each of your OC, ensuring that we provide the relevant advice to the committee to help them make decisions which are in line with the Owners Corporation Act rules and the model rules. So with regards to the community side of things, Quantum aims to provide a sense of community within the estate, assist as much as possible in getting the community together, have that connection. So the main activity that we do to promote that is the events. We are heavily involved with the committee, and also always open to feedback from the community on what kind of events you'd like to see more on the ground, any new activities that you'd like to see within each event. We're open to those suggestions. So please feel free to send us emails or just pick up the phone and call us and provide us some feedback. Quantum is also really big on communication. We aim to keep the residents as informed as possible. We have several platforms to communicate with owners and residents, and also tenants. So a number of these services include emails, phone calls, our monthly newsletters, and also via the community app. If you have any issues with logging into the app, please shoot us an email, and we're more than happy to help you out. Okay, moving on to committees' roles and responsibilities and the elections and operations. So every year at the AGM, a committee is elected. It usually comprises of 3 to 7 members, which is in accordance with the Owners Corporation Act. The purpose of the committee members is to make ongoing decisions on behalf of the owners between AGMs. So they help in making sure there are decisions made for the benefit of the entire community. Usually about 3 to 4 committee meetings are held, and committee members have their own set of requirements in accordance with the Owners Corporation Act. They are required to attend a minimum of 50% of the committee meetings. Quantum does provide a thorough induction to the committee members at the first committee meeting, which is held after the AGM. So we have an induction pack, which we take through with the committee members, explaining to them what their roles and responsibilities are. Usually, if they have any questions there, that's how we help them sort of explain how the Owners Corporation Act works and go on from there. At every committee meeting, members are also required to declare any conflicts of interest in respect to the items of the agenda or any decisions that are being made. And they are required to be in arrears, as they will lose their ability to vote in the meetings. The committee duties include financial management, assisting with the Owners Corporation rules, monitoring, attending committee meetings, and facilitating resolutions to grievance meetings. If there are any matters that needs to have a grievance meeting where members need to sit with the resident or a lot owner to come to a resolution, to discuss the matter and come to a resolution, they are also involved in resolving within a grievance meeting. Moving on to the 5 Jubilee Owners Corporations that's been established. So the first one is Millquarter, which is the largest OC. The next is Urban Square, Kilpatrick North, Kilpatrick South, and Scholars Green. So these are the 5 main owners corporations that have been established so far within Jubilee Estate. So each owners corporation has its own financial obligations. Each has different number of lots registered. They each have their own common properties, either one single common property or multiple, depends on the plan of subdivision, and they all have their own insurance premium. Hence, their OC fees for each owners corporation will vary accordingly. So this is a master plan of the entire Jubilee Estate. You can see that the demarcation of each OC here. So Millquarter being the largest one, and the second largest would be Urban Square. So Millquarter currently has 1,181 lots registered for now. It does have 3 common properties. As you can see, they're just small strips of vegetation, landscaped areas, and also a small walkway near the jetty area. These are some photos of those common properties in Millquarter. The next one is Urban Square, and this is the second largest OC in Jubilee, and it's still developing. There are 441 lots currently, and it does have 1 small common property that's been registered. Similarly, Kilpatrick North is one of the smaller OCs. It's got 110 lots with a common property area of just about 0.5 square meters. The next small OC would be the Kilpatrick South with 134 lots, and it has currently is fully completed with all stages released and sold. Scholars Green has 228 lots with new stages still being constructed by the developer, and it's still being released. There is 1 small common property area there. So pretty much it's Millquarter and Urban Square that has multiple common properties compared to the other OCs. Moving on to the annual general meeting. So each OC will be having an annual general meeting coming up in the next month or so. We have already issued the AGM pack for the Millquarter Owners Corporation residents. They would have received an invitation. So those of you who haven't yet received any, please send us an email and we can assist you from there. But for the remaining owners corporations, we will be issuing the AGM packs via your preferred method of correspondence. The AGM will be held via Zoom platform. They're all online, so feel free to attend it if you can. The main items that will be discussed at these AGMs are the financials of the owners corporation, the income and the expenses that the OC has incurred for the past year, the financial budget that will be set for the next financial year and what the fees will be, and also the election of the committee. Moving on to compliance presentation. This is one of the main aspects at all 5 owners corporations at Jubilee. So we do have a compliance inspection team which inspect the lots based on the owners corporation registered rules. You would have had a copy of the registered rules along with your contract of sale. If you haven't got one, you can either log into the app or send us an email, and it's also on the owners portal as well. So with the compliance process, the main aspects which the compliance team looks at is the maintenance of landscaping. The front yard is required to be well maintained, free of weeds and grass, and kept neat and tidy. So this actually helps improve the visual appearance of the entire estate. So we always insist in our newsletters and also in our compliance process the importance of maintaining your property and the visual appearance of it. The second important rule that is followed is actually where the inspections are carried out on are the nature strips. It is required to maintain them neat and tidy. Any hard rubbish that you would have left on the nature strip and it is expected to be collected by the council, please do send us an email to jubilee@quantumunited.com.au so that we can make a note on the system and avoid any non-compliance letters being issued to you for that particular matter. Without that kind of information received by us, unfortunately, we cannot hold off any compliance management on your lot. So if you have any such bookings made, or if you're going to be away on a holiday for several weeks or so, you can't put the bins away for a while, please do let us know, and so we can make a note of that. Next one would be the rubbish bins. They are required to be stored away from street view. If you do not have any sufficient space on the side of your house, you don't prefer to keep them inside your garage, you can put them away somewhere tucked away or to the front of your property, even though it is on street view. It may be considered as acceptable depending on the situation. However, it is ideal for the rubbish bins to be kept away from street view. If you do have any questions around that, please do feel free to call us and we can clarify that for you. Any hard rubbish that's been dumped on vacant lots needs to be ensured that it is removed. It is a responsibility of the lot owners to ensure that your site, your lot is secured with temporary fencing so that it can mitigate to an extent any rubbish being dumped onto your lot. And also please ensure that if you do have a vacant lot, that it is free from weeds and overgrown vegetation, just to ensure there's no infestation of pests like rats and so on. If you do have a builder who is currently building on your property, please advise them of these rules and ensure that they are following them, just to avoid any non-compliance matters being escalated. So we do have a breach process in place for Jubilee, which has different stages and different set of letters and breach notices that are issued in a timely manner. So, for example, this flow chart is also there on the owner's portal for you to refer to if you'd like. So when an inspection is conducted, firstly, a courtesy letter is dropped off in your letterbox, and also an email goes to the registered email address that's been provided to our office. So this courtesy letter basically explains what the non-compliance matter is on your lot, and it provides you 14 days to rectify it. A reinspection is conducted after 14 days, and if the breach has been rectified, the breach is closed off. However, if it's still present, a letter of demand is issued by our team, and that provides you with a further 14 days to rectify the breach. And after this period, another inspection is carried out, and if the breach is still present, then it goes on to the formal breach notice in accordance with the Owners Corporation Act. And the breach notice is called Section 155, and that does have a small charge with it that is on charge to the lot owner. Even if the lot is tenanted, the tenants and the lot owners are still required to follow the Owners Corporation rules, and the fee will be on charge to the lot owner. any charges that if the tenant is in breach of that and not so much the owner, that is a matter between the tenant and the lot owner to sort that out. So after 28 days, so Section 155 provides 28 days for owners to rectify it, and if it's still not rectified, it moves on to Section 157, which gives a further 28, and then eventually goes to VCAT. Obviously, we want to avoid providing, taking owners or residents to VCAT. We do want to provide those extension of time. If owners can get in touch with us and let us know how, they want to sort out this breach as soon as possible, what measures they are taking to sort it out, then it would assist with the compliance team to provide that time of extension on the system and help you sort of work out the compliance breach in a timely manner. The next topic we're going to touch on is communication. So as mentioned previously, we strive to keep the community as updated as possible. We do issue, e-bulletins, which are like newsletters. We conduct information sessions such as this one. We also have an educational workshop for committee members, which has a thorough explanation of how things are run, what their roles and responsibilities are, along with an induction pack. They also have a video that Quantum has internally sort of shot to make it more, interactive and connecting and more understandable on how the Owners Corporation works. Events, as mentioned previously, our main focus is community engagement, and that's through events. So these are some of the photos that were taken from the Easter event held earlier this year. We do have Diwali coming up next month, so there's a lot of planning going on at the moment with our events coordinator. We do have a separate team for events who go through all the contractors, required council permits, public liability insurance. So it's quite an extensive process, and we take a lot of pride in hosting these events, which creates a lot of engagement amongst neighbors, residents, and a lot of kids-friendly activities as well. So if you would like to share any ideas or provide us feedback about these events, please feel free to send us an email or let us know if you'd like anything new that you'd like to see in these events. So that comes to the end of our presentation. We're opening the floor to
we do, Saranya, have a question.
Yes.
Someone's asked, I am a new resident at Jubilee. How do we contact the security patrol team in case there is a need to do so? By phone, SMS, ?
Yes, of course. So if we can email you the direct contact number of YPG Security. They are available at Jubilee. They patrol every day between the hours 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. So all 7 days a week. So if you could please send us your lot number or your email address in the chat box, or you can just give us a call and we can send you their contact phone number. I hope this information has been very productive for all of you.
Saranya, we just got another one. We noticed on the newsletter, we noticed that having a garage door up is a breach. How does that work?
Having the garage door, okay. I would have to look into that. Unfortunately, don't have the exact information at hand with me right now. Please feel free to send me an email to jubilee@quantumunited.com.au, and I will look into that and get back to you as soon as possible.
We have another one. When do you plan to put lights in the parks as it gets pretty dark and seems unsafe?
No worries. So parks and lights, they actually fall within either the council or the developer's jurisdiction. The Owners Corporation, unfortunately, does not have any authority in maintaining those kind of amenities. But you can feel free to report that to the council using the Snaps and Solve app, and they should be able to let you know how soon they can fix that.
Thanks, Saranya. Another one. My name is Craig and I registered a week ago and submitted a question. Can you please review and read out? Did we get any questions?
Oh, hi, Craig. I'm pretty sure I saw your email and I think I have responded to it yesterday. I did come across it. I'm sorry, I don't have the email with me right now, but I have responded to your query.
A question from Lucy. Is there an update on the status of opening the pool to the public?
So that is something that is in discussion with the developer. From what feedback we've received is it has been placed on hold. They're not opening the swimming lessons to the entire public at this stage. However, there may be some schools who'd like to access the pool on the off-peak hours. So, however, it's still under discussion at the moment. Nothing's been confirmed yet.
As the number of residents increases, will the levy come down?
Each honors corporation, as mentioned previously, does have its financial obligations depending on the number of lots and other aspects within each OC. So the fees may fluctuate, but there's no guarantee that it will go down. It is something that you'll be able to have a better clarity on at the annual general meeting for your OC, depending on the budget that's set.
Another question, why don't we have any seasonal flowers at the entrance for visual appeal?
Sure, that's actually a good point. We will definitely pass on that feedback to the developer because they are in fact taking care of the landscaping side of things. So we will definitely let them know that there's an idea that's come through. Thank you.
A question from
John.
John. I'm a new resident at Jubilee. I haven't received any welcome letter, bulletin, re-OC fees, quantum. Also, people share security please share security
Patrol
patrol
contact.
contact.
Yeah, no worries, John. We're more than happy to double check that for you. If you could please just shoot us an email, I will investigate that and get that sent across to you. We usually send it via email or if it's via post, depends on your preferred method of communication. But I'll have a look into it. Please do send me an email with your lot number and your address, and I'll get that sorted for you.
And Shu, is it possible to use Jubilee One space for some communities well-being session?
Session. Um, that that would be a question for the club manager, Anshu, because they're in fact are the company which actually facilitate everything for the residents and the users. So it's better that you make contact with the club manager and request for that. Yeah.
Another one that might be for the club manager is, does Jubilee Club intend to have sauna facility at any time? If not, why?
Yeah, but to be honest, we are not fully involved in what kind of facilities that are sort of getting installed at the club because we are only the owners corporation manager. However, we are open to feedback like this, which we are more than happy to pass it on to the developer. For now, we do not have any updates on the sauna facility request, but we can pass it on to Lotus and let you know of any outcome by our newsletter.
Another one, how frequently does the security patrol in the night?
Yep. So that's every night, all 7 days a week, between the hours 9 p.m. to 5 a.m., 5, sometimes 6 a.m. Yeah.
Can you repeat the AGM date?
Yeah. So the AGM date's not been released yet for all the smaller OCs. The Milkwater OC has been set on the 16th of September, which is next Tuesday, which is only for the Milkwater residents.
And last one from Craig is, when planting trees recently, I noticed some were planted in a small area next to gas and garage gutters. Can you
Mhm.
please explain the idea behind this? I'm assuming that's another developer.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Craig, that is a developer question. Unfortunately, we're not involved in these kind of landscaping matters, but you can email the developer directly when it comes to landscaping and the issues. If you can I can send you an email since I've already got it. I can send you their email address and you can reach out to them directly.
We have another one. The wetlands have too much weeds and water not clean with rubbish floating. Why is not maintained regularly given we are so close to the farmlands?
Sorry, again, that is a developer question, but yeah, these kind of feedback is something that we have been receiving in terms of the maintenance of the estate. And yeah, we are more than happy to pass it on to the developer and let you know what happens.
Just further to the frequency of the security patrols, I meant, is it every 1 hour or few times throughout the night?
So they do have a patrol car where the security guards are in the patrol car. They're constantly driving around the estate. I don't have an exact number of how many rounds they do, but they're constantly, patrolling, driving through the streets, cover the entire estate throughout the night. And they also do receive calls and SMSs throughout the night, and they attend pretty much immediately. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to attend today's session. We will be circulating the recording of this information session to the entire community. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact Quantum directly. Thank you and have a great night. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.